content catch-up.
Well, friends and enemies, I think we say this most weeks that we're back because it's been a while between drinks and, well, we're back for episode 15. So welcome to episode 15 of the content catch-up. Jules, we've got a lot to catch up on. How are you going, my friend?
We do have a lot to catch up on, Michael Francis Barker. I'm going well. I'm going extremely well, thank you. How are you going, though? That's the better question.
How's the positive energy from Julian
well, I'm just trying, you know. Our schedules, we're very busy. Busy people.
We are lately, though. I think you asked how I am. I'm good, thank you. Maybe not excellent. I wouldn't phrase it excellent, but I'm good.
Oh, do we need to talk about it? Are we
no,
not well? Is that the
word?
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Married life's taking its toll.
Well, should we jump straight into that then, Bucks? Because
yeah, good segue.
It is a good segue, isn't it? Like, you got married. Should we hold on?
I did.
Hold on. Yeah, clapping. Yeah.
Oh, that's deafening still. Hey, listeners, I hope you enjoyed that last week, the addition from old Julian, the sound effects, because I did. I listened back to it, and it wasn't quite as deafening as it was during the live recording, but you've done well. No, I'm a married man. Nothing has changed, but lucky to have such brilliant people around, Elise and I, on the night, including Mr. Julian and Mars. Why don't we get it from a perspective of I was going to say a fan. You're not a fan, but a guest.
A guest. Yeah, look, I enjoyed it. I walked away thinking, gee whiz, this is the most Michael Barker wedding I have. Like, it was just the most Michael Barker wedding. And all I can say is that, Annalise, you two could not be more perfect for each other because that wedding was so you, like both of you as a collective, that it was.
What do you mean by that? Dive into it.
Because, okay. Do you want me to walk through the ceremony?
No, not the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm going to get to that, actually, because I wanted to ask our resident celebrant what he thought of the celebrant, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'll paint a little bit of a picture for our friends and enemies at home. So a traditional wedding, or every wedding I've been to, I won't even say traditional, every wedding I've been to, you kind of have a little bit of separation between the bride and the groom before you walk in. Marnes and I walk into this lovely venue in, I'm going to forget the suburb, Beaconsfield, and Barks and Elise are greeting you at the door. They're already seeing each other. Imagine that they arrived there together. It was, it was a shock to see because, you're breaking tradition of what's going on in your head. Not saying it's bad, just saying you expect one thing when you walk in and that's what you get. And then the ceremony itself, so a lot of mingling before, which I liked. Like you were able to get a few drinks and chat to some people and kind of settle in before the main event. The main event kind of just happened. 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes, maybe 13 tops.
I don't even know if it hit double digits, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know either. Number. But it was very relaxed. Everyone gathered round and listened to the words that the celebrant had to say. And then you and Elise had a small part, not a massive part. I believe you nearly forgot to say I do, that as was the casual nature of it.
So it wasn't included. I do was not included. I wish you were bloody paying attention that you would have realised that. Yeah. So apparently it's not actually something that they have to involve in the ceremonies, which was to my surprise. But yeah, so
there you go.
We were pulled aside just to confirm it because Elise was stuck up on 13 words. It was to the number 13 words. We didn't want to go over. We didn't want to go under, and it didn't involve I do. So just a bit of fun wedding knowledge for you.
Why 13 numbers in particular?
No, it was just
13 words.
13 words. Sorry, it was just what the celebrant said that's how many words we had to say. So Elise was like, "All right, I'm not saying any more though." It just became a bit of a
now see,
gag.
This is what I mean. It was a wedding that was you two. Like the less words, the better.
Exactly. It was honestly. I guess when we first knew we were getting married. So some might say 10 years ago. Hey, romantic. No, like we were both sort of wondering, like, look, how are we going to do it in the most low key way possible? Because we've never been to a very low key wedding. It's all the same traditional sort of. I was going to say nonsense, not nonsense. If you want to do it that way, total respect to you because I totally
their
get
own.
it. But each their own, exactly. And I totally appreciate what a lot of weddings are like. But we were just like, how do we do it our way, and how do we basically get the attention just on everybody else as a whole? And I think we managed to do it as best we could, and it was very us, and it was very good. So enough about that, I think. But it was good. It was appreciated.
It was a great night. 10 out of 10. Got to meet. I'm going to give a shout out because I know he's listening. I've had the pleasure of meeting Glenn 2 times in the last month, or meeting him once and then chatting to him again. Glenn is a bit of an icon. Actually? Yeah, I got to meet Mon as well. Mon, if you're listening, the lovely Mon. I'd already met Darren. That's all right. We speak to Darren a bit. That's fine. But no, I want to say what an icon your dad is. And I love this personally. And I'm still waiting for him to send the photo. Walking around with his little digi camera, taking a couple of happy snaps of the evening. I reckon they would be better than Mark's bloody photos.
Look, he actually sent us the photos, so I'll send them on to you. I don't actually know. Darren's got to pass them on to me because they're on a USB. But whatever, I don't remember actually seeing any of you, but I'm sure there will be.
I actually took the camera off him at one stage and was taking some photos. So
this is what I was trying to tell Dad. So people want his style of camera. Like, that's what people want at these sort of events. So at one point, Mark, shout out Mark, is the actual photographer. He was using
really nice guy, Mark.
Really nice guy. He was using my dad's camera, and Dad couldn't believe it. I wanted to just say on weddings, I don't know what you think of this, but I find it really humorous looking around at the almost like different worlds overlapping. So what I mean by that is I turn around and perfect example, and Jules and Marnes are just chopping it up with Elise's mum, Chris. Just having a great old chat. I look behind me. I'm like, God, this is random. What's going on there? So I joined in.
That's the beauty of weddings. Shout out Chris as well. She was a lovely lady. I think she copped Marnes and I when we had a few drinks and probably copped an earful of just random shit that was coming out of our mouth. We probably said how lovely Elise is a million times. And that's about
she loves it. She'll be fine. She would have enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was nice meeting everyone. I think that's what weddings are fun for. Like, it's not the traditional group of people that you'd even bring together for a birthday because there's just some randoms thrown in there that you'll see once for the next 6 months.
Yeah, there's all sorts of people. But I think we've talked about enough about the wedding, Jules. So I want to know what's been going on in your life. Look, there's been a couple of weeks. Well, it's around a month actually now that we haven't worked together. How is Carlton? How are you? You've been in the news, Carlton. A few break-ins, coincidental timing with me leaving, maybe.
No, yes, someone did break into our the Carlton shop. Some would say the merch is that good that they just couldn't wait to buy it. And others would say that's a very good advertising campaign, but that hasn't been rolled out yet.
So the digital manager is taking this as a bit of marketing.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I heard they only sell kids' jerseys. Is that true?
I cannot confirm or deny. That's with the police. That's the Victorian Police. If anyone has any additional information, please call Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000.
Fucking hell. You know where my joke was going there, Jules? It was a small man joke. Because you'd wear a kid-sized jersey, wasn't it?
I'd wear a kid-sized jersey.
You wouldn't appreciate that. Yeah.
Nah.
Sorry.
What do you need, 4XL?
Oh! Fat joke. Too far. What else is going on? What else have I missed? I just feel like I'm not involved because I'm not involved. Round 1, round 2.
Round 1, round 2.
Yeah, what's footy life like?
Oh, look, you know footy. Footy's footy. We got to, I don't know if we've spoken about it, but we had the pleasure of collabing with my dear friend Andy Lee again. I can't remember if we spoke about this last.
No, we didn't. So, yes, quickly touch on that. It seemed good.
That was a lot of fun. If anyone has access to an A-grade Australian celebrity, I highly recommend using them for content because it's just a sensational experience. I think we've spoken so many times on the show about like how hard it is to get athletes to like read lines or deliver lines in a way that's believable. Andy came in, my mate Andy Lee.
I've noticed this that twice now. My friend Andy Lee and my mate. But anyway, carry on.
He comes in and he just like we give him dot points for like what we want him to say. It just delivers them like that, like clockwork, and like 5 different versions of the same thing, and then goes ahead and organizes pretty much. People at work are giving me credit for this shoot, and I barely did anything. I just rocked up on the day and was like, Andy,
hey,
go.
You tweeted about it. You owned it.
Yeah, look, it was probably worth a LinkedIn post.
I love that. I'm not
bagging
it.
Yeah. It was fun. And look, I probably don't get the opportunity to work on big stuff or like smaller day-to-day content as much. So selfishly, I probably jumped at that one and really enjoyed it. So it was fun. That kind of stuff puts in perspective, like fun stuff that you get to work on, just to wrap that up.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I was going to say your almost like your benchmark or the bottom thing you'll work on is Andy Lee. So just Andy Lee and above. You won't work on anything else. It's not that.
Yeah, from now on in, I'm A-list Australian celebrities or nothing.
That's fair enough. You rate yourself as highly as you wanted, Julian. I did want to note that there was a lot of A-listers in there, wasn't it? Because there was a bit of a funny comedy element to that of Eddie Maguire at the end. I did enjoy that.
Yeah, look, I was a bit 50-50 on old Eddie, but Andy was that's my mate Andy Lee.
Yeah,
he was
put his full name in there every time we talk about it.
Well, I just don't want you getting him confused with like
no.
I don't know another Andy.
Blow,
to be
Andy.
honest with you,
yeah. Toy Story.
Yeah. So he thought that would work, and it to his credit, it did. And that's where you got to trust the more creative person in the process, don't you?
No, exactly. You got to strengths and weaknesses. We talk about it all the time. Hey, I'm going to America next week, Jules.
Oh, okay. We're back onto you again. Okay.
No, I thought we were done. That topic. No, while we're on Carlton, anything else? I did have one question, but answer that.
Yeah.
Who's the new me? We got him? Her?
No,
them?
We're still looking.
Hard to replace.
Yeah.
Hard to replace.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thought that'd be a fun topic.
Yeah, it's still TBC. So if you are a video producer...
It's been up a while.
Oh, look, we're being very picky. If you are a video producer and you're interested in working at the Carlton Football Club, my DMs are open.
Okay.
Probably
Andy
LinkedIn
above.
DMs. Mate Andy Lee will be on the guest panel.
Put that in the job ad.
Yeah.
Put that in the job ad.
But seriously, if anyone's looking for a video producer job, get in touch with me.
Surely there's tons of people applying for it.
I don't know. I don't think people realize they get to work with me.
Okay. And Andy Lee.
Yeah, you're going to America. Go on, tell us about this.
Oh, I didn't really have anything. It was just the next point on the dot sheet, run sheet. But no. So really spontaneous. Oh, it's not spontaneous on my behalf, but really random sort of thing popped up. So it's actually a work trip to LA. So I'm going to be in LA for a week. But basically, there's a Hoop City basketball, like a basketball trainer based in the States that has a bit of a partnership with Hoop City that they've built a relationship over the last couple of years. And they're doing a tour where basically, I think it's around 8 kids, 2 parents, and then 2 Hoop City staff members, me being one of them, go to LA for a week, spend this week with this high-profile LA trainer, and I get to be a bit of a, almost like a school teacher for a week. You lead the group, do my thing on the side, but essentially just, it reminded me of a big school camp, I think.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Would you get to get to a basketball game at some stage?
Yes, that is on the itinerary. We don't know which one it will be, but I think it will be around the same time with the playing games. That would be pretty cool.
Will your beloved Clippers be playing? That's a better question.
No, I think they're slightly above the playing game, but it won't be playoffs yet.
Okay.
Yeah, well, and then back to America at the end of the year. So
now
it's all happening.
We've spoken about your honeymoon, so we don't need to touch on that again. But I've got a funny one with this. So Is there not a certain twin brother also going overseas for work?
Yes, we did touch on this. He goes in
So
2 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time.
so the twin brother chronicles of doing exactly the same thing continues, doesn't it?
Oh, one's in Germany, one's in the US. So separate the two. They're not close. I'm good with my geology.
It's
Inside
geography.
joke. It's geography.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Anyway,
Oh,
that's
you
enough
missed me,
fucking
haven't
talk
you?
about our lives, isn't it?
We actually haven't touched on my honeymoon. I don't think we've touched on where I'm going. So Canada and America, folks. I don't care if we have. It's about me.
Are you going to go see your son, Jonathan Strangio?
I don't know where he'll be, but you recommended Boston, so that's where we're going for 5 or so days. So I hope it's bloody
Love
good.
Boston. It's very good. I think you'll hate it.
All right. What? You recommended it to me. Highly.
You can go see your man, Blake. You can go see Blake.
Oh, I did. That was the main reason. Let's be honest. Go see his 30 seconds of court time at the end of a blowout. All right, people.
And make a 4-hour movie out of it. Anyway, let's
show
get
you
into
it.
some content. You don't have time on the bench.
I've got bugger all. I've got bugger all content for you. You're gonna hate me. We haven't done this thing. For
Hold on. Let me
weeks,
play the sting. Okay, now go.
It's big build up for not a lot from my end.
Shit.
No, the other thing I wanted to note. So during my first month in this role, doing a lot more than just video stuff, I've just got this. I don't know. I don't get TikTok. I just feel it's a very random platform in terms of what goes well and what doesn't. And I don't have much else to add to that. But I've posted a lot of things that I think should go well, and they do nothing. And then I posted one last week. This might be a normal thing for Carlton data, but that went absolutely nuts. Got us about we're at like 16,000 followers now. It's 22,000 followers. It hit over 1 million views. It wasn't like my best. Like it wasn't one that I thought would go nuts, if any. And I've just come to the conclusion that it's a bit random, and you can't really target how to do well.
What was it? Drop us a link. What was it?
It was a guest. So there's this old Melbourne Tigers player called Darryl McDonald. He's actually a coach now in the NBL, and he's this American dude, very very out there and great personality, great character to have mic'd up. But basically, why it went so well, and this is a bit funny, there's this coach in a well-known Netflix show, Last Chance U.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what Last Chance U codes, actually. Let's just see what he's called. But the comments went off because Coach Mosley or something, they thought it was him. So people in TikTok thought it was this guy from the Last Chance U, Coach Mosley. And this Coach Mosley guy is very highly animated character. He's he basically yells at the students and the athletes in this show. And then the clip I put up was yelling, but in a good way. It wasn't abusing the kids. And then everyone's like, is this Coach Mosley? And then the comments just blew up and it took off from there.
Oh, so is this D-Mac on D-Mike?
Yeah, you like that? Pretty good.
Yeah,
His nickname's D-Mac for people out there. So the caption was D-Mac on D-Mike.
I'll slap this out of your hand. So
yeah, it's good.
These are my thoughts on TikTok. Not that you asked for them, but you're going to get them.
No, this is the point of raising. It's a two-way conversation, mate.
I do agree. It's not completely random, but it's very volatile. Is that a word?
I thought you were going to say hit and miss or something.
Yeah, it is hit and miss, but it's also you're right. You could spend 30 minutes, and I say 30 minutes because that's a long time in TikTok years, crafting a great TikTok, or you could put up just some random thing and we'll go bananas. And you just sometimes you just don't know, and then you could try and replicate that again, and it would just do even worse. Sorry, you go.
No, you finish that because I was just going to say I agree so much on that point because I've tried to see what has done well and all right, I'll do more of this, and it just bombs.
I think it genuinely just comes down to what's trending and what people find entertaining, and you've got to be so reactive and to jump on trends as soon as you can, even if and try and make your content make sense to that rather than start something. You have, yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't even
sense.
it makes sense, but I haven't even considered trends in TikTok because I've gone more down the path of like the informed, like people love for me, like the basketball coaching clips of like whether you're actually like learning how to do a drill or how to do a move from the experts or if it is something funny. Like I haven't even considered the trends.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a me issue.
That's probably a you issue. But like the other thing is like
But
within your niche, how well are your clips going? Like don't compare them to the rest of TikTok. How well are your clips going compared to relevant other, competitors or similar TikTok pages?
Yeah. Well, I mean, some still, like, a lot of them still go very well. Like, in my books, like, looking at them now, there was a series of, like, 3 in a row that were below 10K, but then the previous 4 or 5 are above 20K. Oh, nearly all above 15, 20K. Like, that's pretty good.
Which is good. And that's what I mean. It's like, yeah, what are you measuring success on then? Like if 20K is good for you, 20K is good for you. I think it's potentially what people get sucked into a lot of like, oh, my TikToks or my reels need to have 20, 30,000, 50,000 views to be successful. But if they get 1,000 and that's more followers than you have or more, views than you've ever had on something, you should consider that a success as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I was going to say, I think you don't want to get too caught up on that. As you said, you can't be that. That's not the be all end all of what makes a good piece of content or video. But
no,
I'm just
you know who would have a lot to say about this? Our good friend, the social
Andy
sandwich.
Lee.
Yeah. Oh, my mate, Andy Lee.
I swear that's where you're going. But yeah, no, the social sandwich. It's got always something.
Let's not ask him though. Anyway, is that your content?
Anyway, I'm glad that brought something to the table. That's it.
Are you finding it? How do you? Probably a question without notice. How are you distinguishing what you put on TikTok v what you put on Instagram? Like, is there any difference, or are you kind of treating them the same?
No, there's it's not. I'm still trying to figure it out, and that's sort of what I guess I was referring to before. But like, basically, just the best stuff that I put on Instagram goes on TikToks, and then if one is performing right now, that's basically what I'm doing. But it's just like if something does, like if the real like educational sort of basketball stuff, like the more serious stuff goes well generally, then I'll probably just keep it for that. But then like that's just like the complete reverse of what I anticipated. I thought TikTok would be all like the wholesome sort of fun moments, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I feel like people actually prefer to learn off TikTok.
I do. I think it's like it seems easier because you can really get into like accounts that are just so tailored to what you want, or like who can create the same video. And then if the algorithm is, I've got another thought of like TikTok and why it's so popular is because the algorithm actually delivers you what you want to watch, whereas Instagram is just feeding you kind of like what it thinks you want to watch, or like ads or porn bots or whatever it might be. Whereas TikTok still feels a little bit more, oh, this is like, I would love to keep watching this, and it's so adaptive to whether you change your mind or like, which is probably no surprise to anyone, but
no, I think it makes sense though. And Instagram just feels like it does keep sort of changing what they try to do. But anyway, you hit us with what you've got. Well done.
I thought you might need that. Now, I thought you might not have anything because I like coming prepared to these podcasts that we do. So I thought I would bring 3 pieces of content. They are all AFL centric, or 2 of them are AFL centric. Let's start with the non-AFL one. Let's do that. Hey, let's open up this one, and I think you're really going to appreciate this one for a number of reasons. Let's just open. Come on, open. I
just want you to know that whenever someone builds something up for me or says that I will like this or will find something funny, that's a big one for me. 99% of the time I don't find it funny.
Well, I think you'll find this funny.
I fucking hate it.
Oh, it's
already.
not funny, really. It's just it's good content. This photo.
Oh, how hilarious is this? Anyway, sorry, God.
It's not hilarious. I just thought you'd find it good. It's a great photo
I'm taking the pit. Yeah, this is very good, actually.
of Russ.
Russ.
Russ, who has now moved to your team, hasn't he? Or has he moved again?
Yeah, so Los Angeles Clippers. No, I can't blame you for thinking that, but it's unreal shot though.
Yeah. So for those
Explain
at home, I think they're playing. Who's the blue team? Grizzlies. Yep. So Grizzlies have got this like great like light blue palish court, and it's a top down photo, so taken from above, looks like above the ring. But Russ almost looks like he's swimming in water and like floating on water, is such as the color of the court, and is this real like power like scream almost while he's lying on the floor. A player's trying to help him up. Russ's face is the only one that's really clear. There's these really defined shadows, and if you look, you can see the hoop in the corner of the frame, and you can see the ball falling through it. It's really something quite special. I reckon this is one of the greatest photos I've seen all year.
Yeah, it's unreal. I just love it. I think that you make a good point about like the color. I didn't even think about him looking like he's in the water, but the shadows are just massive. Like the shadows do make it so much better, and he almost looks like he's eyeballing the camera.
Yeah, it looks like he's staring it down. What makes it even better is it was actually posted by the Grizzlies photographer, Joey Murphy, I think I saw. Yeah, Joe Murphy photo on Instagram. He's got a similar one with Ja Morant. Is that Ja? Yeah. And it's just this angle and this color of the court. It's just really, I don't know. It's really something to see. We'll post this one. I know I say that every week, but we'll definitely post this one.
I get scared of when I see the actual, sorry to cut you off, the actual location that these photographers are in.
Like, I don't think he's sitting on top of the ring. I think somehow he's... Oh, they got the camera there? Oh, inside the lens. Here we go.
No, but I think a lot of the time... Oh, actually, they must do it differently. But a lot of the time, they're literally on, like, those massive bridges, like, above the court.
Well, this one is... It looks like he's got a camera... There we go. So... Oh, this is a great... We've just stumbled across some more content.
Yeah.
So
post this one.
Yeah, we'll post this one. So Joe Murphy is explaining how he actually gets these photos, and he's set up
great
this
accidental
rig.
find for you.
Oh, this is... Yeah, I actually have not planned this. He set up this rig on the glass backboard and has like a little trigger on his handheld camera, which he can use to fire this. It's sensational. So cool. Yeah.
There's the multitasking, like you're focusing on your camera in hand, and then you're like, oh, actually, that'd be good.
Yeah, bang.
I wonder if he just spams it like a video game, like button mashes it. Like,
he must.
What's the strategy
surely.
here? He must.
Yeah. There's no strategy.
It's just going through 50,000 photos at the end of the game and hoping you got one that's stuck.
That works. So that's one, and then I want to call out this piece from. Oh, okay. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, your video stopped, so I wasn't sure.
Oh.
That's all right. Okay,
it's all right.
cool.
You're on low data mode the whole time.
Yeah, fine. I want to call out this one from Essendon. They've been doing a really good job lately. They've found this footage of one of their young players, Alwyn Davey Jr., or one of the Davey boys who debuted this year, and it's a father-son pickup. So for anyone who's not familiar with AFL, they have this rule where if your father played a certain amount of games for your club, the club can recruit you, basically. So they've split the screen on this TikTok, and they've found some vision of Alwyn Davey when he was like, let's say 6 or 7 in the rooms, kicking the ball, acting like he's kicked a goal, and then paired it up with a goal he kicked as an adult now, and it's the exact same motion and celebration. Yeah, the lean back, the tongue. It's just very...
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a great find. It's like one of those things that content creator's wet dream, really, because like you you just have to have such knowledge of like this stuff. You would have had to been digging through footage to know that this clip of him as a kid existed, and then been like, wait a minute, this looks familiar, and then gone and done it. Like,
these are the pieces that you have to really appreciate. The one rusted on Nuffy in the content team, like that knows like absolutely every bit of vision floating around. So two things on this: one, you could have stopped at just content stream. Two, I think, this type of thing is where people filming absolutely everything these days will actually come in handy for future content. Because like all these things will get captured for future athletes. But no, that was my little side thought. But no, that's a good fun.
You've just got to have such a detailed catalog of what you film, like a great log of like, all right, round 4, 2019, go through the footage and just make notes. So if you ever pick it up again, you can be like, okay, these are the key things that happened within it.
Do you think that happened? I feel like that's just all memory, though. Like, I don't feel like you're going to... Like, someone's just remembered that. I don't think you're going to go through and note them. Surely.
Sure.
Get a life.
I don't know. Or maybe someone from...
Get a life.
Get a life.
All
right, here's my last one. And you'll like this as well because you're a dog person, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, well done. You know the most basic thing about me.
So the dogs had the Western Bulldogs made a... Oh, that's very loud, sorry. The Western Bulldogs made a hype video for their new Bulldog mascot, and it is simply sensational.
That's cool.
We're just watching it's literally just two Bulldogs playing. I think some of the sound will come through, but it's just this like real R&B hip hop track in the background. Like something you'd use.
Drinking water.
But they've put it to like the typical photo day, like what do they call Bucks? Like the flashing coloured lights.
Oh, yeah, I don't know,
like the strobe lights. A lot of slow-mo footage of just the dogs shaking and running, and because they're bulldogs, there's all this like skin and stuff flapping around. It's just it's just an amazing bit of content that has very little purpose, but it's just great. And the caption, every superhero needs a villain.
Yeah. What happened to their old bulldog?
I think it died.
Did it die? Oh, yeah, sorry, turning it morbid. No, that's good. That's funny. I think they're the type of things that they're worth trying to do. Oh god, it's funny from you. It's overpowering, but I can't see your face though. I can't see what you're doing.
I just pissed myself laughing.
No, I forgot.
Hilarious. No, it can't have been that important.
Right. What did I say? No, I was going to say I think it's worth doing proper, like with the proper slow-mo, the proper camera, because it just makes it that much better. But
I think this raises an interesting point of like just content for fun. Like it didn't serve a purpose. It didn't really do much. Like maybe it introduced the Bulldogs, but didn't need to happen.
It just brings the human element to it. Bit of personality.
Bit of dogsonality, some would say.
That was terrible. All right. Let's crack them open. Give us it.
Egg of the week.
Egg of the week. Thank you, Pete. We haven't given you enough kudos this season. Peter, going strong as ever. I don't have one. Sorry, Jules. Sorry to
fuck. All right. I'll just rip up the screen share again. This one happened this weekend. So... It might seem subtle to non-AFL followers, but there's two tweets that went up from the official AFL account over the weekend for the Demons Swans game. Games doesn't really matter. So the first tweet went up at just before the end of the third quarter. And for those watching at home, we're just looking at a screen grab of this tweet, and behind the 9-second play, you can quite clearly see that the scoreboard says third, 03:57, indicating that there's 3 minutes and 57 seconds left. of the third quarter. Now, hello, Bernie. Now,
Hello, Bernie.
I don't know. Look, I'm not good at math, but Bucks, how many quarters are there?
4.
4. Thank you. Yeah, that is correct. That is absolutely correct. So this tweet reads: Fritter, a player, has got 3, and the D's are home. Quite a bold call, considering
Very bold.
that it's the third quarter and this team was only up like 20 odd.
Teaser.
To make it worse, let me share this next screen. One moment, please.
I saw the graphic. I didn't see the actual tweet though.
So then they've gone the final score at the end of the third quarter and gone Sunday afternoon daylight. Final score 88-63. The final score for those playing at home who might not have been following the game was something like, oh fuck, I don't even know how to use the AFL.
Well, this was the end of the third quarters.
Yeah, that was the end of the third quarter. Yeah, and the final score ended up being 134-84. So they completely missed the mark there. But AFL, you're an egg.
Yeah, I want to know what the story of what this person's doing. Who's tweeting? Like, are they just out at like a pub, or like are they just not paying attention? Like, what are you doing?
We were trying to work this out, and we just guaranteed that they were watching the F1 on the other screen and just weren't paying close enough attention.
Bloody hell! I know Drive to Survive had a massive part to it, but F1's like the new cool thing to do. Like everyone, your mum, your dog's there, whatever the saying is, everyone's there.
Oh, was Mon there?
Shut up.
Okay.
I knew exactly. As soon as I said it, like Jules is going to make his take me a literally joke. But no,
what was
everyone's
thoughts
there.
On it?
So I have this thing where I think F1 causes the least more stress than enjoyment. She always just cracks it at Ferrari, cracks it at what's going on, what drivers do. It seemed like a lot of chaos. I did watch the car accidents. That's about it because I just love injury. I love near death. Apart from that, give it a miss. Did you watch it? Does your house watch it?
Yeah. No, we went to one of Marnie's friends' house to watch it. And I'm not a big F1 fan, let it be known for the record. I haven't watched Drive to Survive, nor do I think I will, but I did find it entertaining at the least.
So do you know any of the drivers, or are you just like making it up?
I know Lewis Hamilton and I know Max Verstappen. The Alonso guy sounded familiar. And
Alonso?
Dario, whatever his name is.
Piastri.
Piastri, yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Know a few. Anyway.
Alonso.
All right.
Okay.
It's our next segment.
Boss of the week. Boss of the week. Boss of the week.
I just like waiting for it now. I tell you what, if Spotify ever going to pay us the big bucks, that's probably going to be it now with all our sound effects. Hey, I've got one. Hey, you want me to go?
Okay. Do you want to go first? Hold on, let me open it up.
I'm going to boss our old friend Darren. We'll wait for it to load, but Darren's the boss this week. Our old friend Darren. So this is a while ago. I don't know if you've seen this, Jules, but during the NBL final series, Darren, who is the content senior lead content at the NBL, I believe his title is now, but he so the NBL final, sorry, basketball fans, or if you're not a basketball fan, it's New Zealand Breakers versus the Sydney Kings. Darren is fortunate enough to go to Sydney and New Zealand as part of the trip. And instead of just posting like a hype graphic, I'm sure they did all that, but I think Maddie is her name, who manages their TikTok and does some other type of things. She had the idea for Darren to stand in the middle of the Sydney Opera House, staircase, or outside the Sydney Opera House, just with a big sign saying New Zealand or Sydney on this cardboard box cutout, or bit of cardboard. And then he did the exact same thing in New Zealand. Same TikTok, just a phone video of Darren standing there looking like an idiot with no one around him. He's just holding this massive cardboard sign, New Zealand or Sydney. It may seem like a very bit of like stupid bit of content, especially because no one's interacting with it. But I love it. I just think it's a bit different, a bit stupid. And it's like it brings like a bit of who is this bloke? Like why is he? It's like why is he following the NBL around? Like nobody actually is meant to know that he works for the NBL.
This is very good. This is a great example of Darren just putting himself out there and just doing something stupid. I've got a couple of questions. It's very much like, sorry to go back. There's very much like what's that Instagram account? Man with a Sign, who does similar stuff like this.
Oh, the meme thing.
Yeah, where it's
everyone
like
uses
no
it
one
as a
cares
meme.
about your brunch type stuff. Stop posting your brunch, shit like that. It's very good by Darren. I've got two questions, and whether you've got any insight. How long did he actually stand out there for? Because this video goes for 2 seconds, maybe.
I didn't ask you that. I assume there's actually, I don't know if you clicked the other one. There's a New Zealand one as well, but I don't know. I don't know that insight. There's another link there where he's just in New Zealand doing the same thing, but I think they made a TikTok out of it. Like I think people did actually. They had like one of those mini mics, Marn's favorite things, but
mini mics. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so I got. Yeah, that's my first question. And my second question: are they your Pumas that he's wearing?
No. So I cracked the shits at him about this because he, I don't know if they were free shoes or they were free shoes. So he got to select any sort of shoes he wanted. And he happened to get the exact same pair that like look exactly like my one. Just being a twin, that's not on.
Add it to the list. That's very good.
Looks good.
I enjoy the commitment. I think this is a good boss. Well done, Darren. It pains me.
Yeah,
to
well
say.
done, Darren and Maddie. I think is your name, but I don't know. Sorry.
Good content. I'll bring up mine. I've forgotten what I've done. Oh, this guy. Okay. So I would love to see you and Darren take this approach to Brotherhood Studios. So football managers are a big thing. There's a very famous English football player called Harry Kane. And this tweet reads, Charlie Kane, brother of Harry Kane, has his own sports agency with only one client, Harry Kane. He goes to work suited and booted every single day. So this man runs a sports agency where the only client he manages is his brother.
What? And does he actually manage him, or is it just like a marketing skit?
I don't know, but this is brilliant. Yeah. So I think you should have this set up with Darren. One of you should manage the other one.
One of us needs to like do something different though, be like an athlete. This actually reminded me, random segue here. Thoughts on Harry and Ben's podcast?
I haven't listened
sorry,
to it.
listeners. You haven't listened to it? Okay, so Harry
Mackay, you're a big fan of this show.
Harry Mackay, you usually say. No, this is just a note on athletes creating their own podcast, listeners. So Carlton footballer Harry Mackay and North Melbourne footballer Ben Mackay, who are twin brothers, they created a podcast around a month ago, and I rather enjoy it. It's basically like the episodes is just them bantering the whole time, but it's all right. I was going to ask you what you think, but haven't.
I haven't listened to it. It's not on my rotation.
Well, listen to it once.
Maybe
all right?
I'll chuck one in. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, all right.
Aren't you curious?
No, not really. Well,
I'd rather enjoy it. It's a bit different.
That's
anyway.
All right, now to our next favourite one. You know I've got the sound queued up this week. Here it comes.
This is my favourite sting of ours. I'm going to say it.
The controversial call.
Yeah. I know it's the least, like the rest are a bit more custom and we sort of did it ourselves, but I like that one. Gets me in the mood.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to start?
Yes. So, I don't know. This is probably just a very personal thing where it's not the case for everyone. But I must admit, since I've left the AFL, I'm finding all AFL club content pretty much boring. I just think it's very much the same and it's not entertaining me.
That's a real kick in the dick to people that work in AFL, isn't it?
It is, but that's the point of this. I did want to give, on the back of that, it's not all negative. I did want to give shout out to, I think, I've enjoyed Collingwood a lot more, and then Melbourne did this cool thing where they did like a post game interview on the ground, which I thought was great commitment from the two players involved, because it's a player hosting. They're just sitting on the MCG after the game, so like talking about it as it's happened. It's not run by like a, it doesn't feel very interview. It isn't run by a club content person behind their camera. But Collingwood and Melbourne. Maybe more Collingwood. I'm enjoying Collingwood a lot more since I've left. I think they're just sort of pushing the boundary to doing different stuff.
I disagree. I think you find it boring because. Well, I think you find it boring because you're finally out of it, and you don't really have a reason to watch it. Like, were you a massive consumer of AFL social before you started working in AFL?
No, that's a fair point. I think it's just like what you see and scroll past, everyone just feels the same. In my books.
Yeah.
I think it's just a bit... Yeah.
I reckon this also comes down to the fact that most people only follow their own club.
Yeah, great point. I do appreciate it's hard. I do appreciate that there are just stock standard things you've got to sort of almost like boxes to tick on game day and stuff you've got to put out. And I know it's because I was close to it in one club that the others sort of feel the same, but yeah, that was my statement. I'm gonna stand by it. So
you're to be fair, you're the fucking boring one. Anyway, here's mine.
Throw it in there.
Okay. I think I've been reminded once again that fucking April Fool's content is just fucking stupid.
Oh, you hate it.
I'm not even just April Fools. I'm going to say like any kind of, and it fucking kills me because we have to do it. You have to do it, but like any kind of themed. Well, yeah, you don't, but people like it, and I can't let my personal preferences get in the way of, anyway.
That's very good of you, Jules.
So this was one from GWS, and it's not just GWS, like,
hey, Giants fans.
This is GWS Giants. They've gone out there. They've tried something. Their content is normally really good. I'm a big fan of GWS's content because I think they do some fun things and they do things differently. If you talk about everyone in the AFL being the same, but this was just it's just hard to watch because you're just like anyway. Here it is. You can listen along at home.
I'm a bit nervous announcing this, but I thought you guys should be the first to know. I'm announcing my retirement today, effective immediately. Makes me really emotional, but it's been a really good journey.
It's just painful to watch.
It's cringe, isn't it?
It's cringe. Sorry, you go.
To his credit and to their credit, it's not the worst delivered thing I've ever seen. Like I think he did a pretty good job considering. I just could imagine how awkward it must feel to film that and for him afterwards. But maybe we're just going to lighten up a bit.
Oh, it's just that, like, Callan Ward is probably at that age as a player that if you saw this, you'd be like, oh, shit, like, maybe he is retiring.
But isn't that the point? Like, it needs to be believable?
I don't know. It's just fucking difficult to watch, really.
So
I think...
Yeah, go on, sorry.
No, you go.
No, you go.
I was just going to say that, like... I just don't think if you haven't got a good idea, you don't have to fucking do something.
I totally agree. You don't feel like you have to.
Stop. Yeah.
So I saw one from the Adelaide 36ers NBL team. It did not make any sense. Like, it's not even half a quarter believable. It's not even funny. It's just like they made a fake player signing graphic of Devin Booker signing with the Adelaide 36ers. What the fuck is, like, why would Devin Booker? It makes no sense. They were trying to draw on it because 36ers beat Phoenix in like a preseason game, which was impressive, but it just wasn't like it needs to be believable or so far from believable that it's somehow funny, but this just wasn't it. I don't know. I agree with you.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. And this is not a direct attack on the 36ers or GWS if you are working for them and somehow find this one segment in every episode.
It's an overall thing.
It's just an overall thing. Like, don't force it if it's not there.
Yeah.
My next one, I want to get your thoughts on this. We've spoken about it before. I'm going to open up a couple of examples here just so I don't have to load them. But I'm seeing it start to creep into the AFL as well. Taunting the opposition on social media with a graphic after you win.
With a graphic.
So
What's
this
your
is
call?
the first one. This is the first one that I remember seeing a while ago. And this is a team from NFL, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they defeated the Los Angeles Chargers. Sorry. So this graphic is like 2 broken iPhone chargers.
Yeah.
Right. Very, very clever. And then this one popped up for the St. Kilda. So Bulldogs have been doing this great game day graphic. And in this graphic, they've drawn this picture of like their Bulldog mascot standing on top of the Saints. The Saints then reversed it and have got their Saints mascot essentially walking the Bulldog. Again, really well executed. I like it. And then the third one, Port Adelaide have put out this one after they won after they beat the Lions, and they've got one of their players as like a lion tamer. And the player commented on it saying, "Not too late to delete." Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what's your call here?
So my call is...
Like you saying, Eli?
Love it. Rate it. I think it's fun. I think it's clever if you do it in the right way. I'd be pissed off as a fan if I saw that, but it kind of builds it into the whole like, hey, this is just social media. It's just supposed to be a little bit of fun sometimes.
Yeah, I can't even wrap my head around like the type of person that would get annoyed at that. Like that wouldn't rub me.
Yeah.
I love it. I rate it. I must say, like involving one specific player, if he's got no relation to Connor Rosie, doesn't have any relation to Brisbane, does he? Like that feels a bit random. But the other ones I really liked.
The Jags do it the best. They've got like some really creative executions. I think that's the thing. You can't really tiptoe on you can't really use players because then it becomes a personal attack. Mascots.
Yeah, it's not their feelings. It's not Connor Rosie's feelings.
Yeah, the cities, that kind of stuff. I think that's fair game.
Yeah. No, I love it. I'm not going to fight. I love it. I think the best, in my books, the best executions of this are the graphics or the pieces of content that you don't straight away notice. So you might see, use that LA one, you might see that, and then you might see like the tangled charges in the background or something. Like, oh, hang a minute, is that like a dig? Or even if it's like a dig at not just like their logo, or if it's like a bit of like recent news that they've put out, like when you actually take a minute to realize a slight dig, like I think they're the really good ones.
Yeah, it's subtlety over in your face is definitely key as well. You're so right.
Yeah, and that's the creativity part of it. Like, okay, they're called the Lions. What are we going to do? Oh, maybe he's just like wrestling a lion. Like, come on, like you can be a bit more creative.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I want to see more of it. I think, it just needs to happen. People need to get over it, and I think it'd be a bit of fun. We've seen it with game day graphics, like content creators, especially in Australia, taking it to the next level. Let's see it on something else.
Yeah. You know, my mind just went to like, so the Saints, we talked about the doggies getting a new bulldog as their mascot, like launching it. Imagine the Saints like poking fun at like their old deceased bulldog.
Oh,
like,
no.
Just take it too far. That's not funny. I love dog. Oh, that's terrible. Don't laugh at that audience.
That's a good call. All right.
It's like you're trying to be clever, but no.
No, let's dig up the dead dog.
Oh, like strangling it. Nah, that's not funny.
All right, shall we wrap this up?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, it's me.
You were introed. I'll do the outro.
True, flip it.
And I don't have the sound loaded for this one, so we're just going to have to use our imaginations or just have to cut
hell.
it. Yeah,
You
sorry,
call
I
yourself
really
an
stuffed
audio
it around.
technician?
Anyway, friends, enemies, we hope you enjoyed our 15th episode. Gone a bit longer than usual, but you have to appreciate we had to catch you up on about a month worth of stuff that's going on in our lives. Contrary to what Michael Barker believes, I think everyone in the AFL landscape is doing a really good job. Just stay away from April Fool's content. Thank God we don't have to say that again for a year.
I didn't mean to.
Name
I'm
and
not
shame.
backing down.
Who
No,
do you hate the most?
You're boring. Carlton is shit. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck off with
it's
your...
a general consensus, general thing. Just be a bit more creative.
All right, friends and enemies, you can always get in touch with us if you miss us via our socials. That's at Content Catchup across anything you need. We would say Wednesday's our regular episode, but let's just play it by ear from here on in, hey? We'll come to you when we come to you.
Yeah, it's going to be sort of the theme from now on. I think it would be great if we could form that consistent touch point, but it's hard. Like we've tried to every weekend we're asking each other what we're doing, and we're trying, listeners. That's all I'm trying to say, and it doesn't help that I'll be overseas for 11 nights.
Maybe you could get us a guest while you're overseas.
Yeah, okay. LA's a big place. See what we can find.
Surely you'll meet someone.
We should have gone to Charlotte or Chicago and hit up Camille and Oh, that's embarrassing.
No, you've cooked yourself here, Nick.
I actually reached out to him recently, Nick. Sorry. So you'll love this. I go to LA. We're going to a Lakers game, I think, and then I'm like, geez, I'm gonna have my camera. Like, what a dream opportunity it would be to take courtside photos. So I reached out to Nick and Camille. Both gave me nothing because apparently the LA Lakers are very, very tough to hand out and very stingy with media passes. But it's all about who we know. So it would have been a good story, like a contact through this podcast, if that would have resulted in taking photos during a game, but it didn't.
You just got to manifest it. You surely know someone.
Oh, what do you want me to do? Reach out to LeBron or something?
You mean you don't have his number?
Video? Nah, I might DM him.
Yeah, make your play here.
He was
Make you've got 15 seconds. What would you say to LeBron to get him to be able to shoot courtside?
I've got. You got
10 seconds.
I'm the spot person. I don't think
5 seconds.
Give me tickets,
You fucked
Daddy.
this up.
I don't know why.
On that
was
note,
even a joke.
all right, we've just had Barks call LeBron James daddy. Sorry, Glenn, if you're still
It's just
listening.
'cause
This just got really awkward. All right, friends, enemies, we'll see you again soon. Thank you for remaining our loyal listeners. Stay good. Be safe.
We'll see you in 2024.
Yeah. Bye.
See ya. Thanks for listening. Bye.